Hello and welcome to this our first episode of Let's Play Golden Sun for the Game Boy Advance. This is one of my favorite games, especially for the Game Boy Advance, which I think had a lot of good games and RPGs, and I think this is probably I'd say this is the best, this and the sequel are the best two games for the GBA that aren't remakes, in my opinion. So let's get right in there. Alrighty, so for the actual cutscenes and such, I'm not going to be talking through them. Let me know if you guys want me to speed up or slow down with the scrolling through text boxes. So, fucking boulder fell there, we can't go in there. What's this asshole doing? Whatever. Yes. I didn't even answer him. Pretty much all of the questions that you have like a yes or no answer to. Oh, shut up. Anyway, as I was saying, all the yes or no questions, or at least most of the yes or no questions you get asked through the game, and you will get asked a lot of them, don't really matter. They give you slightly different dialogue with, there's one exception right near the start of the game, actually. I wonder if we can take this stuff. Nope. There's a rock. That's super. Let's see, and I think the plaza's this way. Or not. Let's, oh fuck, there's a rock there too. Okay, we'll have to take the long way around. Yeah, I'm planning on doing this game and its sequel. I don't know about the DS game. I still haven't even beaten it yet. I'm not really in as much of a mood to play that one. It's not really as good as the first two. At least as far as I've played. Do I think you'll die? No, you'll be fine. What a sissy. Both of them are just like, what the hell was that? With their little capes sauntering about. Look at that. A random encounter of vermin. A little pitchfork or something. And we get like to attack first. Let's see. I wonder what that question mark under our name is supposed to be for. I like these little portraits because through most of the game, well, they're not kids. Not little kids, anyway. So this is the only time you get to see their little kid portraits. It's kind of cool, I think. Psynergy. Nope. Defending pussies. Let's just wail on the damn thing. No, you don't have any either. It's a fairly typical turn-based JRPG battle system. There's a bit more to it once you get a bit further into the game, but I'll explain that when we get to all that stuff. You get the GPs and the money. GPs and experience, XPs and money, I think is what I meant to say. You got a bat, and just beat the shit out of it. Honestly, for a lot of the non-boss battles, you can just wail on stuff. Most of the time, it'll be pretty good. Obviously, it gets harder, but for a good portion of the game, most of the times you can just mash on the attack button. I mean, like, and I'll be telling you guys about enemies that have, like, different abilities and stuff to look out for, but right now, they're all pretty much the same. Like, just the vermin and the bats and the wild mushrooms. I'm sure they've got some different stats. Yeah, the different monsters, they'll all have, like, the starter guys, the bat, the vermin, the wild mushrooms. I'm sure they have all slightly different stats, but it's pretty much the same. Just wail on them. There's nothing special about them. And we could go around through the house and talk to all these people, but none of them say anything interesting. Yeah, there's a lot of characters, mostly like nameless NPCs and stuff, and a vermin and a bat. They've all got lines of dialogue, but most of it's not worth listening to. But unfortunately, there's just enough stuff that is worth listening to. Hints to like where you have to go next, or side quests, or how to get hidden treasures and stuff like that, where you actually have to talk to people. That you can't really go around ignoring all the dialogue. Like, we could go in and check all these houses and all the stuff. The other thing I didn't realize for quite a while in my first time playing through is you can check like every single little barrel, box, and jar in this game, and a lot of them have stuff. And I mean that could be pretty tedious too. But luckily, later on you get an ability that just basically shows you which ones have stuff and which ones don't. That definitely comes in handy. So yeah, I'm not gonna check all this. I mean, it'll just be herbs and cheap stuff that come an hour and a half of playtime won't be worth anything anyway. Watch this kid lift a rock. I've got some left. Yeah, congratulations. beans. Yeah, I like how a lot of the NPCs will just like sort of follow you around. If you run around in different directions, they'll follow you. Well, not like follow you, but I mean, they'll keep looking at you. Oh, we can't get around that way. It's passed out. Yeah, and I mean, I think the story and the characters are also pretty good in this game. It's a bummer, what is it, Camelot, I think, who makes this? They don't make anything else to my knowledge. Oh, I can move. Everybody else is like, I thought there was more dialogue in cutscene. I love the way the little sprites just kind of pop. All the sprites in the game, they can be very... The sprites themselves aren't emotive. Not like Final Fantasy 6 or 5 or something, where the actual sprites have a lot of little emotions, but a lot of times there'll be like a little bubble above their head, showing whether they're angry or confused and stuff like that. Stuck this guy. You go. Scared shitless. Even the fucking house got wrecked. Just tore through half of it. That's a bummer. Okay. Let's see, where are we going? This way. I like how it makes the door entering sound when you just cross some grass. We men have to stand together. What are you, like 8? No. Scary. What a weird. It's time to do battle. Full-grown, creepy-looking adults against 2 children. Who will win the battle of the century? It could only be me! Oh. And that was the murder of 2 children. game over. It fades to black. It's got the sad music. I guess they're dead.